Today I'm going to discuss a complicated idea, and I've divided it into two parts. So this is part one of this thrilling and exciting series. You'll get part two in a few minutes. And it is called Levelling Up. Now, Levelling Up is a major initiative by the Prime Minister and the government to try and address the problems of infrastructural funding and general government rights, government investment and government activity in the provinces compared to London. So there's London, high level, of course, looking down on the rest of us, like they do. And there's us, the little people out in the provinces, with all our various local assemblies, mayoral offices and town halls. And the idea is to try and find ways to bring them up to the level of London. The government obviously helping, providing support, distributing funding and power to the regions, levelling up, bringing everyone, all the, if like the big bosses, on par with each other. And that's an interesting, it's a good idea to try and balance out the rest of the country and move power and funding away from the centre and give it to all the local centres. But I see a problem in that, in one sense, the provinces, the regions will still be dependent upon central government. They'll still be dependent upon the government doling out the cash. And when there's a major crisis like COVID, Brexit, HS2, the government are going to have to draw money away from somewhere to pay for the big stuff in the middle. And that's going to leave us out on a limb. So I have my own version of levelling up, and I'm happy to work with central government and the Prime Minister's office on how we can deliver this in a different way. And my version of levelling up is based on my innovative economic strategies and my interpretation of how we can spark new enterprise and new innovation to bring new wealth into our region, Greater Manchester and the surrounding north, and how we can use that to build a new base of wealth locally, autonomously from, or independently at least, from London. In this way, we can achieve the same level of prosperity for the regions simply by boosting and stimulating the productivity of our local economy. And that's the heart of my core strategy for economic development, for economic growth and activity. I don't mind taking a little bit of cash from central government to kickstart the process, but the key is we level up not by, as it were, being aided and constantly dependent upon London, but by establishing our own strong foundations. So that is my definition of levelling up, how we can bring our region in terms of health, welfare, prosperity, economy, jobs, on par with the core heart in London, but without necessarily being constantly dependent upon London doling out the money, especially when London is suffering massive austerity pressures. So levelling up by building up our foundations, building up our strength. That's my method and my approach, and would be my approach leading Greater Manchester forward into the future if you choose it. So thanks for your time, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.